Welcome back, humble traders. Today I'll be doing a technical breakdown on C Limited, ticker symbol SE. If you are new to the channel, remember to take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more charting and price manipulations. Do note that I'm just a humble chartist and I do not provide any buy or sell calls. Instead, I focus on the potential traps laid out by the market makers. Always remember that the stock market is never obvious. It is designed to fool most of the people most of the time. So once again, this C Limited never disappoint its shareholders. You can clearly see that on a downtrend, you should never add buy or hold even. You can see the weakness of C when there was no rebounds at all. So when on a downtrend, if there is no rebound, that means, or if there is rebounds that are very weak, it means that the big players have no incentive to actually push the prices up, to actually perhaps squeeze the shorts, simply because the majority of the retail investors are actually holding on and refusing to sell and continue to buy more. So if you were to continue to buy more, the stock will just keep on falling because the market makers are actually selling to you. And over time, when more people cut their losses, the price will just keep falling down and down. So if you ask me where are the potential supports for C Limited, you can see that just recently there was a rebound. So I will be focusing on that rebound. From here to here, this was the first wave down. And then we had a rebound, or in a sense, the last chance to get out. It hit about 175 from the low about 119. So if you put this arrow down from the peak of 175 all the way down, you can see that we may potentially see a bounce at about $82, $83, and it's about $6 to $7 away. So I believe that at about $82, $83, that is a time that we may see just a rebound. I don't expect a reversal so soon. If you were to ask me where are the potential reversals, then we have to go back in time and look at the potential gaps that were created. So let's take a look at the potential gaps. Gaps are usually meant to be created for a reason, because they would be revisited sometime the next time when we actually come back and fill the gaps. So if you look closely here, there is actually a gap here sometime in May 2020. So you can see that this gap here was about 62 to about $64. So eventually, the stock may potentially come back to this $62, $64 to fill this gap. So that's my first gap, and also a potential reversal sign. And second gap created is actually about $39 to $40. You can see that there was one gap here. $39 to $40 would be a potential reversal as well if 62 to 64 does not hold. And lastly, we also, if you look back here, there is another gap once again, and this gap is from about 31 to about say 34. So once again, it's a $1 to $2 gaps, and gaps are always created for a reason, because market makers will tend to fill it over time. And this is my last gap that I see for C Limited, and it's also is in fact very, very low. So the last gap is actually around, if I'm not wrong, it's around here, $16. So $16, you can see that there was a very strong gap up to about $18. It was a $2 gap up earlier in February 2020. So all these gaps are potential signs of reversal. Personally, this $16 to $18 is quite far away, so I will not focus on it unless the price were to really fall to those levels. So if you look back in time, these are the 3 to 4 gaps that may be filled. So of course, the bounces, just to recap, the bounces that I will potentially see for C Limited is 82 to 83. This will be the first bounce. And if the majority of the retail investors have yet to cut their losses, then I'm looking at about 62 to 64 to fill up the first gap. And in the event that this were to break down, and then 38 to 39, there is also 38 to 40, there is one gap. And the last gap will be about $16 to $18. So of course, your strategy is to not go all in at one certain price. It's always good to average down and buy in small sizes, because you'll never know when the reversal is. So all of these personally, I wouldn't want to enter at this price because if there is not enough accumulation, I doubt that this price will hold. I'm actually looking at this 62 to $64 support because it may be a potential reversal for this particular counter. And if we were to enter these two territories, then unfortunately, this stock is actually would be actually very, very bearish. And I wouldn't want to see the stock at those price levels, of course. So let's take a look at the MACD to get a better picture. On the daily MACD, it tells us the momentum, the current momentum. You can see that the blue line has already cut below the orange line, which is a sign of weakness, and definitely it's not a good time to come in yet. If we look at the weekly MACD tells us a better picture. So long as this blue lines continues to stay below the orange line, then there's no incentive to actually enter yet. Unless this blue line cuts above this orange line, then a potential reversal is possible. You can see that earlier on, the blue line had always stayed above the orange line and it was above this horizontal line. So currently now we are below and the blue line is still below the orange line. So there is definitely no incentive to buy yet. Unless it starts to turn, then potentially we may see a sign of reversal. And if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by. And don't forget to subscribe as you'll keep the uptrend of the channel intact. The next target is about 100 subscribers, and I'm just a few subscribers away. I'll greatly appreciate all my subscribers. So leave in the comment section below your thoughts on this particular stock, or if you have any other stock TA requests. Till we meet again, appreciate the manipulation.